Which one's short? Which one?
So the game subscription services.
Okay, so you hold up. We had a conversation the other week about these. If you
No,
send
no,
me
no,
IKEA,
not
I'll text you my list. Yeah, you can text me. That's fine.
not not the way that you're thinking. So what I'm
Are
talking
you
about?
talking about like PS Plus?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So
No.
you have PlayStation Plus, you have Game Pass, and you have Nintendo Switch Online. Those are like the big three. I think they might be some of the only. Well, you have like
Steam.
offshoots. Steam's not a subscription service. It's not.
You know how easy that could be a freaking subscription. That's just because somebody ain't there.
That would be so terrible.
Why?
So you have Game Pass, you have PlayStation Plus, and you have Nintendo Switch Online. So I think, in all fairness, Nintendo Switch Online has to be in its own little realm because you get Nintendo IPs that are not available anywhere else.
No.
So
no set asides.
I think Switch has to get set
Switch
aside.
doesn't get a set. So then you have to set aside Switch entirely
Yeah, that's fair.
for the next until the new year.
That's fair.
You can't touch your Switch.
I barely touch my Switch now.
You want to trade?
What?
You want to trade
Trade what?
my friendship for your Switch?
No, because Lydia plays it.
Then she can't touch it.
So Switch Online. We'll start with Switch Online.
No, we're not covering it. It's out of scope
Shut
because
up.
it's got special
You shut.
crap.
Just
This is you
stop
could not.
being stop being a diva.
Mm.
So okay, so the Switch Online. It's if you get the full Nintendo Switch Online, where you get the expansion pass to Nintendo Switch expansion pass cost. So I don't even remember the pricing for it.
Oh, God.
So you can have the what? I hate you. Okay. So you get
$20.
You have Nintendo Switch Online, which is $20, and that's NES, Super NES, and I think that's it.
$20.
So then if you get the expansion pack, it's $50 a year, and you get NES, Super NES, N64, Sega, Game Boy Advance. So you get all of those.
I think you have to have Switch Online to play Fortnite on Switch.
Probably, yeah.
So
that would
again,
be the $20 a year, which is very cheap for a year. So $50 a year, that's less than $10 a month. So I'm happy to pay for that subscription to be able to conveniently play NES, SNES, N64, Sega, Game Boy Advance at any point as a convenience factor and a money-saving factor if I want to go buy the actual games before I add them to the collection or what have you. So you can't get those games on any other subscription service. So that's why I'm setting that one aside, because you're getting the Nintendo IPs. You're getting the Marios, the Pokemons, the
here's the thing, though.
Zeldas, stuff like that.
They could absolutely adopt a Steam model to that and allow you to just buy it for your Switch, and then you don't have to pay every year for a subscription to it. Like if you...
Wait, what?
You're talking about how it's a subscription-based service. You know, it's $20 or $50 a year.
So for the Switch, it's so that you can play NES, Super NES, N64, Sega, like
Right.
those games. Yes.
And what I'm saying is that 10 years down the road, you will have paid $200. You're probably not going to play all of those games all of the time. You're
No.
probably going to play a small portion of them, maybe 5 or 10. So if they were to take the Steam model of it
and just
charge
let you buy
$3 where you buy it and download it.
I agree. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Then in the end, you spend maybe $20 total over the course of 10 years to actually get what you want.
Yes.
There's a lot of waste involved in the subscription service.
I agree 100%. However, like, I'm happy to pay for the Switch Online service so that I can play those whenever I choose.
Well, that's the difference between you and me. I'm not happy to pay for anything.
Well, yeah, in a perfect world, sure.
Socialism.
So then you have the big two where it's PlayStation Plus and Game Pass. And so PlayStation Plus, they just upped it for the ultimate.
They did?
I think.
I better check that because I gotta. It's getting ready to come out of the account.
PlayStation Plus membership.
PlayStation up on here.
God damn it!
I thought that said penis.
So a 12-month subscription to PlayStation Plus Premium is $160. And
that's way cheaper than what the hell I'm paying.
So that gives you access to the Classics catalog, the game trials, cloud streaming, the monthly games. You get the Sony Pictures catalog, which is like movies and stuff. Ubisoft Plus Classics, you get the online multiplayer, share play, stuff like that. So then they have the essential plan, where it is $80 a year, and you get the monthly games, online multiplayer. Like, you don't get as much. Then there's extra, that is $135 a year, where you get the monthly games, online multiplayer, exclusive content, discount, blah blah blah. So I have PlayStation Plus Premium, where I get the Classics catalog, the monthly games, like I get the whole thing. So I think when you look at these subscription services, you have to think about how you play your games. So for me, if I'm like, I have my Xbox now, I have it upstairs because Lydia likes to play the Xbox, or she likes to play a game system. So rather than having to come down in the basement to play one, I have one upstairs that's not the Switch. So she can play like the Bluey game, Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol, Overcooked, whatever she wants to play. And then I have my PlayStation down here, which is where I usually play my PlayStation games. So for me and PlayStation Plus, like, sometimes the monthly games are solid. So you can add them to your library, and if you add them to your library and they take them off,
right,
you still have access to them, which is great. So I can mark them so I can get them, and then when I want to download them to play them, I can download them and play it. So I can just like kind of like save them for later type of thing. There's a lot of really quality titles on the PlayStation Plus. You not only do you get like PlayStation Plus or PlayStation 1 games like Siphon Filter, you get the first Resident Evil. They just put Dino Crisis up, Ape Escape. They had Twisted Metal. They put on there's like Dark Cloud for the PS2. There's a couple other ones. Then they have PS3. They have PS3 games that you stream rather than download to play, and then they have like PS4, PS5 games. So, if I don't buy games day one anymore.
Yeah, you do.
There's a very I bought Astrobot like within the first week, but that was like the only game that I bought on release for a very long time. But there will be times where I don't really know what to play. I want to play something, so I'll go through the catalog and look. And dude, there's a lot of really quality games. However, if you don't have a lot of time to play, or not like a special block of time that you can play, it's arguable that you should just avoid it, buy a game that you're going to play, and just play that.
You said you don't buy a lot of games on release.
Mm-mm.
Does that mean you won't visit the game store after 26?
What?
Does that mean you won't visit the game store after 26?
I don't get what you're trying to say
After
here.
number 26?
What?
Number 26. Or what is it, 25? Which one do you have to deliver?
Oh. No.
On release?
I fucking hate you.
I win. I win it all. I don't see the value. Well, so, all right, we're gonna dive into some trauma. I had PlayStation Plus Premium.
Yeah.
That's actually why I was on my phone. I was downloading the PlayStation app again
Yeah.
to check my account status to understand if I'm still paying for that, because it would be nice to know, if I'm still paying, I don't know, 20 or 30 bucks a month,
Yeah.
which equates to significantly more than $160.
Mm-hmm.
I am not. I discontinued that in August, thankfully. Not that that really helped, but I have a confession to make. The game I used my PlayStation Plus subscription for most was Farming Simulator.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I am not 26. Jesus, no.
There's something about harvesting sugarcane that's just so peaceful and mindless.
So, to give you aspects, to give you a inside look of what PlayStation Plus has to offer. So you have big titles like Doom Eternal, you have Ghost of Tsushima, you have the Final Fantasy VII remake, you have Dead Island 2, you have The Last of Us Part 1, like the remake.
Here's the part that bothers me, though.
You have The Witcher 3.
I'm getting there.
Hang on. You have Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, the PSP game that they remade.
Nothing you can say is going to make this better.
Because
they took Farming Simulator off.
You have Grand Theft Auto, like the classic ones.
I already own all of those.
San Andreas.
I
you
own
have
all those.
Red Dead Redemption 2. You have Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4.
I played that too much.
You've got the Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 3 remake.
Did you hear me when I said they removed Farming Simulator?
Shut your mouth.
They removed it from me. I would rather pay $26 a month for it than go out and buy it at $50 in one shot.
And then there's a ton of there's the Demon Souls remake, the Ratchet and Clank game that just came out not too long ago. Like, there's a ton of and that's not all the games. That's just like some big titles that Death Stranding, like big titles that stand out to me. So if you have like a good, decent chunk of time to sit and play games and enjoy them, I think it's 100% worth it, because you're gonna pay less money to play games this way than to go out and buy one or buy all these games on release.
That again,
if that's how you choose to play your games.
Right, and it depends how many different games you play. If you only play 6 games over the course of 5 years,
well, if you're playing 6 games in 5 years, that's then it's not worth it.
Well, you got to remember, not everybody's as crazy as you.
No, but there are people, like, especially in a consumer market, that like just variety. They like to have options, and endless options at that. Look at people who have streaming services where you spend an hour looking for the perfect thing to watch, and then you're like, well, I've spent all my time looking for something to watch. Now it's time for bed.
Okay, let's just summarize this real easy. The subscription service is literally Blockbuster in your house, except it's a one-time charge.
Basically, like, to dumb it down, sure. But
what do you mean dumb it down?
Like, you're not going out, getting the thing in store, looking at it, deciding, going, and then you have the option to buy popcorn and...
No, you're doing all that from the comfort of wherever you game.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
I'm not saying it's the same experience. I'm just saying at the end of the day, it's the same value.
Maybe, maybe not.
I like the rental experience. I would love to bring it back. But if I can't, subscription service, hey, I have this entire library now, and all I have to pay are $20 a month.
There you go. Jack has Farming Simulator 17 for PS4. You can have it.
I don't take handouts.
You could probably buy that game for very, very little. Anyway, enough about Farming Simulator.
No. What, you want to talk about my Parkinson's?
If you like to play a variety of games and you have you don't have to have crazy amount of time, just a little bit of time to play games like every night or whatever, I think it's 100% worth it. Now, Game Pass is a interesting one here because Game Pass is Xbox's version, okay? But they have a one-up on PlayStation, in my opinion. And that is they offer a upcharge so that you can have the Game Pass for your Xbox, but you also have Game Pass on your PC. So if I had to choose in the situation that I am now, I would choose Game Pass as the more valuable version because I'll tell you why. I have the Xbox upstairs. Lydia can go through the Game Pass games and see which ones tickle her fancy and what she wants to download and try to play. So we do that. We've pretty much downloaded every Game Pass game that she could play and is appropriate for her to play. And she has tried it to some degree. Some she's liked, some she's played for 5 seconds. Whatever the case may be.
Can I just point out that this is literally apples to oranges?
So the bonus...
Okay, we'll ignore it.
...to that is if she wants to play Game Pass on the Xbox, I can have my my ROG Ally on the recliner. I can choose Game Pass games that I want to play and play them on my handheld.
So now we've introduced a third device.
Or
fourth even.
Or if I want to play in the basement, I can play Game Pass games on my PC. It gets a leg up because it's offering to a wider audience.
If they have
because you
all
can,
that shit.
You can, I mean, think about what's becoming like super popular now. It's PC gaming.
That's been popular forever.
Yes, but I'm talking about, like, it's more accessible for people now than it was back then.
Well, yeah, the computers are cheap.
Exactly. So people are just choosing to build PCs rather than buy a console. Microsoft is smart because they offer just...
Whoa. You just said 3 words that need to just stop there.
They offer just PC Game Pass. So you can have a PC Game Pass just on your PC. You don't have to have a physical Xbox.
Microsoft was wise to do that.
Yes.
Microsoft will never be smart.
If PlayStation were to offer it for a PC as well, I think that would be wild. And they would just annihilate everybody because their selection is more dense in the quality games that they offer.
What is the last thing you remember from Sony that had to do with a computer?
Not barely anything.
Remember the Vio laptop?
Yeah.
What do you think about when you think Vio?
I mean, I
think puke.
At this point, if you offer an app on your computer that you can play these games, that would be nice, yeah. Or to access PlayStation Plus games with your PlayStation account.
So keep in mind, all of the games are coded in the same language.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you have the source code, you can compile it for whatever.
Yeah.
They just need something that will compile and deploy or install on a PC.
Yeah.
There's some work involved there.
Yes, but it would be convenient for the people that want to have these options. Like, again, like it's nice to have the Game Pass option for my ROG Ally because like I can play my Steam library on that, but I can play Game Pass games on there too. So if I'm like, oh, like I don't have this game in my Steam library, I would really like to play it, but it's $50 on Steam, but I have Game Pass, so I'm like, I can just go to Game Pass and download it and play it on there.
And now you know why Steam should start a subscription service. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Steam is just a marketplace for Xbox to have games that are available on Xbox and PlayStation so that you can play them on PC.
Sony.
Why would Steam have a subscription service to compete against Game Pass and PlayStation Plus membership when they literally offer the same games? You don't have the rights to offer these games for free.
To pay a licensing fee. Find somebody to make an arrangement.
That's never going to happen. The licensing fees are going to be so much money.
No, they wouldn't. Not if you do them per fucking copy.
It's just it would not work. Definitely.
I could. Steam, hire me. We'll implement it.
I don't think it would work.
It would work fine because it's simply a cut, and then all you have to do is do metrics.
I still don't think it would work.
Yet you think Sony should be putting the shit on fucking Windows.
I think they should because...
Hey, real quick.
Then you can not, like... So the PlayStation Portal was basically made so that you can have that convenience factor that I have with the ROG Ally and the Game Pass.
Right. So,
but I have to buy a handheld to have to do that.
From Sony.
100%, yes.
So why the hell are they going to let you go and do it on something that's not Sony?
Because like, if you offer PlayStation Plus as a standalone, like if you did it with the Game Pass model, where Game Pass has the console version, the console plus PC Game Pass, I think it's like the ultimate version, where you get PC and the console Game Pass, okay? I don't have to... I have the Xbox app on my PC. I can go to the Game Pass games, download the game, and play it on my PC. If PlayStation were to do exactly that, where there was a PlayStation app, where I could look at my PlayStation Plus games, look at the ones that they offer on PC, click them and play them on my PC, that would entice people that don't have a PlayStation console to then buy your subscription service monthly and or yearly and be able to play on their PC.
Pause. Sony did pioneer Blu-ray, although I don't think they have the patent for it. And I forget who it was that did HD DVD, but it failed miserably.
Yeah, HD DVD.
It fell on its face.
Yeah.
I think it was Magnavox.
That was with red cases, right? They were the red clear cases.
Yep.
And the Xbox actually had a HD DVD drive that you could buy. I have it over there somewhere. What are you looking up? Words.
Until Dawn, God of War Ragnarok.
Yes, they
Helldivers
have them on
2,
Steam.
Destiny 2.
Yes.
These work on Epic Games too. Ghost of Tsushima.
Wait, hold on. Ghost of Tsushima and God of War are on Epic. Yeah, but you have to buy them.
You can buy them, yeah.
You can't play them from your PlayStation Plus subscription.
Okay. Not yet.
I don't think PlayStation is working on doing that. They're working on porting their games to Steam or PC so that you can buy them for full price and play them.
So one, you don't have to port. You just have to compile.
Whatever the fucking process
There's
is.
a big difference from a technical standpoint. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just
blah, 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 put it on the computer so that PC people can buy it.
Steam just has to do a subscription service. If they did that, they could, no, here's my point. You get Sony to take their games to Steam. Steam has it, right? And then you do this thing where it's like, oh, look, subscriptions on Steam. Here's our Sony package.
But
Here's
Sony
our
would have to agree to that. And why is Sony going to do it through Steam when they could do it themselves?
Because that requires them to get a whole fucking development team together to build exactly what Steam already has. Don't you think they would have done that when they fucking deployed the games to Steam in the first place?
It wouldn't be through Steam. It would be through a PlayStation app, and it would just be able to play them via
the computer.
the
I
computer.
understand your vision. My point is that they are allowing Steam to sell the games.
Yes.
Steam has a game engine.
Yes.
Sony would have to build that exact piece of software that Steam has and that Microsoft has for Game Pass.
If you're making a version of the game that is for a PC, you already have that.
I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking
What's running the game when you're making it for PC?
I'm talking about the portal. Like Game Pass itself, where you go in and you're like, "Oh, I want this game, or I want to play this game, or
Just
I want to play
take
this
the
game."
PlayStation 5 user interface and just copy and paste it.
It's not that easy.
How is it not that easy?
Because that does not run on the same architecture as that.
It's probably similar enough where you have to change a couple of lines of code to make it work.
Nothing is just a couple of lines of code, though.
I guarantee you it would be very simple for them to do. Because they already offer enough of a thing to view PlayStation things on your computer. All you need to do is create a little icon that is in that launcher that is clickable and then it's like, load the game on the PC, yay.
I feel like that guy that I just told you about the other night. The alien guy. One, I don't think Steam should be subscription only. I think they should add that as a feature in addition to the existing service.
I think Steam has zero interest in doing that.
I don't give a fuck what they want. I'm saying what I think they should do.
PlayStation would do it exactly like they have with the Xbox Game Pass model.
PlayStation has a lot further to go to get there.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to give you a task. I need you to take something that will run on 32-bit architecture, which granted that neither of those are 32-bit, they're both 64, but I want you to understand just how big of a change that is and get it to compile on 64-bit. It's not I know, like, when we look at it, we're like, oh, you can take it here and put it here because it's on a fucking screen and both the same screens. And, like,
I'm not...
just...
Okay. I understand that building something out is a giant task, sure. But I guarantee you that PlayStation has something in their giant PlayStation world that they could just shoot to the consumer via an app, via a program download, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be the prettiest thing in the world.
With
It
Sony,
has to be something that you have on your website.
With Sony, it does.
It doesn't.
'Cause it's
because the
Sony.
Game Pass thing on PC is literally the exact same thing that they have on the console. It's literally like a mirror image.
And that's fine. I'm not saying they can't use the same user interface. I'm not saying you can't use the same graphics. I'm not saying they can't do it quickly. They could probably do it in a week if they fucking wanted to. What I'm saying is that does represent undertaking time and money to do something where we're forgetting, like, the big elephant in the room here. What the hell are we deploying it on? A Microsoft product.
Yes.
Microsoft may not just, like...
So there is a workaround. You have the PlayStation Remote Play app, where if you have your PlayStation, you can remote play to your PC, and you can play whatever you can play on your PlayStation on your PC.
Whoa. So you can remote play your PS5 on your PC?
Yes.
Why can't you, like... Is it the same as booting up your PS5?
I mean, it's like an extra step.
So theoretically, you could, like, just go to the PlayStation Plus stuff from your PC
you can,
within
it's
the
literally,
remote play?
It's literally your PlayStation startup screen on your computer through the PlayStation Remote Play app, and it allows you to play whatever you can play on your PlayStation. You can play a disc-based game, you can play a PlayStation Plus game, you can play a digital game, whatever you want to play, you can choose to play.
I'm going to ask this very plainly. You mean to tell me we've been arguing for the past 15 minutes over something you can already fucking do? You just say yes for me.
To a degree. So you have the Remote Play app that you can use, okay? That's not the same as pulling it up through just a PC to play it,
No,
where you do not have to have that thing there.
I get that. I totally get that.
So if Microsoft allows Sony to have a Remote Play app, why would they not allow them to give them money to host their application on their whatever the thing is?
Well, I don't think they have to give them money anyway because it's just Windows. Like, if you buy Windows, then you can buy whatever you want for Windows.
Yes.
My point is they can make it a pain in the ass if they want to. My bigger point, though, now that you're getting into that, and I'm understanding what you're really trying to achieve, is if you allow people to access the PS Plus store from a portal on a PC, you're essentially shooting yourself in the foot for console sales. Because why the hell would anybody buy a console if they can play the stuff from your console that your console is designed for on the PC?
You're always going to have the people that want the hardware, okay? You're always going to have people that want the hardware.
Yeah, I'm not going to bank on that. I agree with you. I fully agree with you. I'm just saying, as a console producer, like, we're built on console.
Okay, so if you are looking at the way that gaming has been going, like the writing's on the wall that we're not going to need consoles anymore.
That doesn't matter right now.
Right now, no, it doesn't.
And what matters right now is that I make money.
If the whole thing for everybody is a subscription service or a games as a service model that everybody's trying to do, clearly with PlayStation Plus and Game Pass, you want them to want to pay for your service. So you're going to offer, like Xbox has Black Ops 6, the Call of Duty that just came out, is available on Game Pass. If I wanted to go upstairs and download Call of Duty Black Ops 6, I could download it and play it.
Okay.
And it just came out. So that is the thing that's like, ooh, I need to get Game Pass so then I can play Black Ops 6 day one. Or I can play, you know, a ton of these PlayStation games that everybody talks about. I need PlayStation Plus so I can play Ghost of Tsushima, I can play Last of Us Part 1, I can play Ratchet and Clank and this and that. So you want people to pay for your subscription service for as long as possible. That's the goal, correct?
Right.
So don't you think that the more devices you allow to have access to that subscription service, people are going to be enticed to then pay for that subscription service, even if they are somebody that doesn't want the console. So you're going to have the people that buy the console so that they can play, you know, in their living room, on their big screen TVs. You have the people that buy the console to play down in their basement on their very small TVs. You have people that buy multiple consoles so that their kids can play, etc. People pay for that PlayStation Plus so that their kids can download these games from PlayStation Plus, so they have options to play, so they have limitless, you know, things that they can play. They're never going to ask you to want to buy a game, or, you know, they're less likely to because they have all these options to play. Wouldn't you think that there's that market of people that are just PC gamers, and they're like, we are PlayStation, we are, you know, Steam, that's the PC, or whatever other shit that there's, you know, G2G and GOG or whatever, Epic, Blizzard, yada yada yada. So if I'm strictly PC gamer, I'm not a console consumer, I could care less about console games. I have the games that are coming to Steam from Sony, like God of War, like Horizon, like The Last of Us, like Spider-Man, where I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to play those games. So I buy them through Steam. Okay? So you're making the money there because now you're offering these games at not discounted, because if I was a PlayStation 5 owner and I'm like, I want to go play God of War Ragnarok right now, I could go to a game store or eBay and buy it for $40, $30. If I'm a hardcore PC gamer and that's it, I have to pay $60 to $70 because it's full price. So you're getting that sale. If the PC gamer had the option, like they do with the Game Pass subscription, where they can pay, I think it's $10 for the game for just PC Game Pass. It doesn't give you the complete Game Pass library. It's the ones that work on PC library.
Where
so
you don't have to buy it, but you could just...
You can click it to play it, yes. So you download it to your PC and then you play it. So it doesn't launch through the Game Pass portal. You download the actual game and you're able to play it. So that includes like the license or whatever to play it. Why would PlayStation not want to offer that to the PC only audience, to pay for the PlayStation Plus subscription, and you do the exact same thing that Game Pass does and offer not the whole entire PlayStation Plus library, but you can offer, you know, a select amount of games for your PC only PlayStation Plus. Because then you get a mountain of other people that want to play PlayStation Plus games or have that PlayStation subscription so that they can play with just their PC.
So if I'm understanding the model that you're proposing, Only the games that are currently on Steam are in the PS Plus library for PC.
I don't even know if all of them are on PlayStation Plus, like for like PlayStation owners. Like some of them are, like Last of Us Part 1, Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. I think Forbidden West might have gotten taken off, but I'm not positive. Miles Morales.
So this is the hallmark there, right? You have your PC Steam library.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a kickback from that. That's full purchase price.
Yeah, 100%.
So, if they want to play those games, they can play those games on PC, sure.
Mm-hmm.
The rest...
Granted, you have to wait a while. Like, you do have to wait
Yeah.
years for some of them to
Right.
come to PC. Like,
Absolutely.
Ghost of Tsushima, I think that it's either coming to Steam or it already came to Steam. I don't remember, but that took like 5 to 6 years or so to get to PC.
If you want to play on a PS Portal, what do you need?
You need a PS5.
If you want to play on Remote Play on PC, what do you need?
A PS4 or a PS5.
If you want to play on a TV,
You need a console, yes.
that's where they're at. If you want to play those games, you got to pony up and buy the console. So if you introduce any sort of service to a PC, you see, this is the thing, you and I are looking at the console and the PC as being in a synergy of sense, because that's what Microsoft has decided to do. But Microsoft also has the luxury of being extremely integrated in both markets.
Yes, yes.
So for Sony, who tried making laptops and they were fucking horrible, and probably doesn't want to endeavor to make PCs, the console is their leverage. It's literally, you want to play an IP that is exclusive to Sony, you have to go out and spend $500 on a PS5 or whatever console we have.
Or you wait till it eventually comes to Steam.
Maybe.
Well,
and spend the full amount.
I think Sony has gone on record and has said that they do want to port more of their exclusives to Steam. So they want to have that demographic.
And that makes sense, but they're never going to do that day one.
I mean, they're going to get to a point where they're going to have to do it day one.
Sony will never get to that point because people will always bend over backwards to go get those consoles. Do you remember how sold out those were?
Yeah, it was a huge problem.
And
guess what? They're not making the money that the fucking scalpers were making.
I know, and Sony, but that's my point. Sony, starting with the original PlayStation, everybody was like, oh, this sounds really cool, let's get into it. They dove into it, and then, PS2 came out, and it grew, and PS3 came out, and it grew.
No, PS3 sucked when it came out.
I agree, it was not great, but their footprint still grew because there was so much hype around it before it released.
Yes, but they really dropped the ball on the PS3. Like that was a really bad.
I'm not disagreeing with you from a quality standpoint. I'm just saying from a metrics, a sales,
After they did the price drop, yeah, definitely.
That's when it blew up, yeah, because they had
That's
fixed
when
most of the bugs.
At that point the damage was already done because the 360 just demolished them.
Right, and then Microsoft turned around and shot the bed when it was PS4 versus
Xbox
One or whatever.
100%, yeah.
So, we're back to, Sony just having this stronghold, and then PS5 comes out, and it's like, at the risk of being called bad names by the religious people, it's almost as if God dropped something from the sky with the PS5.
It was massive when the PS5 came out. I will give you that. But I think as you'd be naive to think that you're just going to continue making these consoles and people are just going to continue to buy them. You do not have that many more consoles to release before technology has run its course, and you're not going to have that wow factor. Because if I'm being completely honest, the difference between the PS4 and the PS5 pretty negligible, honestly, from a gameplay perspective.
And I don't disagree, but here's the thing. That's going to look a hell of a lot cooler in an entertainment center than that.
I disagree because I think that thing is hideous.
Then that's like
it is. Everybody criticized that design when they unveiled it because it is so ugly and it's so stupidly massive. It's actually just stupid.
I don't like the shape. I don't like the size. You call that massive? Look at your computer and tell me you want to put that in an entertainment center.
Well, why am I ever going to put a PC in an entertainment center?
So you can play it on a 55-inch.
I don't ever want to play.
But that does play on a 55-inch.
Hold on. Let me talk to the audience here for a second. If you play your PC, your high-end or mid-range PC, on a 55-inch television, do me a favor. Sell it and get rid of it. Because what are you doing?
The PC or the TV?
Both.
Okay.
Because the whole point of having a PC is to have higher frame rates and higher refresh rates. Guess what you're getting on a 55-inch TV? You're getting 60 hertz refresh rate, if that. That is the equivalent of playing it on a Nokia flip phone.
No, it's not. But okay, Captain Nerd. Thank you for making the point there. Because consoles work on TVs, and for the people who would rather be big screen, don't give a fuck if it refreshes so fast that I can't even see it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, in your persona, I understand where you're coming from. You have to remember there's a very, very large market for the persona that's like, hey, I just want to play Madden on the fucking weekends, and I'm going to go out and spend $500 just so I can do that.
And that's like, so now at that point you're getting into the casual market who's probably has no interest in playing anything other than the yearly Madden, the yearly FIFA, and maybe Call of Duty if they're feeling a little saucy.
Okay, so now riddle me this. You've got the casual market. We know that they have a footing.
Yes.
You've got, the collector market. They've got a footing. And then you've got the people that have, in your case, and you're one of them, they have the console and the PC.
Yeah.
So you, as a father of two, with a newborn and a wife and a home and two vehicles, if you are sitting there thinking, do I want to buy this console when it's available on PC? Are you going to buy the console anyway? Or are you going to save the money and just play it on PC?
Wait, so you're trying to ask if I'm waiting for the game to come out?
No, I'm saying figuratively speaking, if the console requirement wasn't there for those games, if PS Plus was just on PC, would you spend the money on the console? Just to have the console. Not the collector in you. Because we all know the collector would. I'm asking the father, the working man.
So the only reason that I have the PS5, the only reason that I have that is because I got it in a trade with somebody when I was selling off a bunch of games from my collection. I did a huge purge, and
thanks, Jack.
I originally wanted to play God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. Now, this was like very, very early in the PlayStation bringing their games to Steam, so like porting them to PC.
So before that,
happened, they had like one game that they ported to PC. Actually,
if those two games had been on Steam already, would you have taken that trade?
Possibly.
Possibly, but less likely?
So, okay.
There's no way getting around this. You have to say, no, I wouldn't.
Well, I need to set this up in a. Are we talking about it like this? Or are we talking about it like this? So, in a perfect world, okay. So PS6, okay.
Okay.
Let's talk about it from a future perspective, because I think this is the only way we're going to be able to kind of look at it from both angles. So PlayStation 6 is coming out in 2026. It's not, but figuratively speaking, for the sake of this argument.
Fuck it, make it 2025. Make it tomorrow, whatever.
So PS6 has been announced, okay? They've got some 5 launch titles that they've announced. It's, blah blah whatever, Sony titles. And they have these things, and they have a working PlayStation Plus app that runs on your PC that you can have like the Game Pass, okay? That's fully a thing now. If you're a PC gamer, you can then download the PlayStation Plus app. You
Launches
can have
3 months before the console.
It was
okay.
Before the console was even announced. It was available.
All right.
Okay.
Fine.
So that came out. They announced the PS6. Blah blah blah. They have the launch titles. Whatever. One of those launch titles. No. If it's 2 of those launch titles.
The New Horizon comes out.
So
and another Astrobot.
So
we'll sweeten it.
So 2 of those launch titles.
And those are 2 of the launch titles that are on PS Plus.
So they come on the PS Plus for the people on PC, but the other 3 are a new God of War, what's another?
Stray 2.
No.
Come on. Okay, Call of Duty 7.
No, it has to be the new Spider-Man 4.
What the fuck?
Dude, have you played the Spider-Man game for the PS4?
Stay on target.
Okay, so new Spider-Man. So you've got
And Madden 26.
No, don't.
For the holiday season.
No.
MLB 26.
A new Ratchet and Clank and a new Crash Bandicoot.
That's not fair. You can't put Crash Bandy in there because you know that shit ain't never coming.
Okay, so those are the.
Anyway, go.
So the 2 titles that get announced for the PS thing are Astrobot and the New Horizon. And then God of War and everything is for the thing. No announcement of a PC release yet.
Horizon Pacific Ridge.
Okay, so if you're asking me if I'm not buying the PS6 when it releases, you are correct. I would not buy the PS6 on release. However, I am not fully ruling out that I would not buy a PS6, because chances are that when they are readily available, maybe they've had a price drop, probably I would then buy one, because when I'm playing some games, I like the console experience. Some games that I play, I want the PC experience. If I'm playing a game for convenience sake, don't care about the experience. I'll play it on whatever the hell I can play it on. For example, I've been on my Resident Evil tear, however, not so much because I have a newborn and he requires quite a bit of attention. So I have literally not gotten through a single title yet. But I'm coming close. So I've been playing that on my ROG Ally. The reason I can, or the reason I want to, is because I can sit in my recliner, I can hold my handheld, and I can play it. I've been playing it through the Steam library that I have on my ROG Ally, and I've also played a couple through the GOG app via the handheld. That's on the handheld.
Do you want a participation trophy?
So, if I'm up there and I'm like, I just want to be able to play a game if I can, because sometimes I don't have the time to come down here to set aside time and play, especially with a newborn who does not sleep through the night. Don't have that option to gamble time of sleep to come down and play games.
That's fair.
So I play on that. So I have the Game Pass on there. I have my Steam library. So I have my pick of the litter to play on that handheld, which is great. If I'm feeling froggy, I can play on the TV with my Xbox, whatever. Usually I don't.
Froggy. Oh.
So when I did have time to come down in the basement and play, it would be split time. So I would have my retro consoles that I would play a little bit. I would play my PS5. I would also play games on the PC. Like, I was playing Counter-Strike with Corey and the guys. I would play Astrobot.
Caveat for the public. You play your console on something that's similar size to a TV monitor.
I play my PS5 on a monitor, yes. A 27-inch monitor.
The truth comes out. We can get you help.
Don't want it because it looks way better than it does on my TV.
But it's not as big and your eyes are getting old and tired.
Mm-mm. I think that I had the console hooked up to that TV for a short period of time, which that is a 65-inch TV over there. I had the PS5 over there. I played and beat Resident Evil 4 Remake on that TV.
You were the chosen one!
I then decided to bring it over here and set it up at my desk because then I could play over here and she could watch TV over there and life was very dandy. And I prefer playing it on the small monitor because I think it looks way better and it is smoother.
Do you see my point?
That because
Sony
they
would impact their console sales if they did that.
I don't think it would make a noticeable impact. I really don't think it would.
I think that it would be stupid for them to make that decision without doing a good bit of market research to understand it.
I think the writing's on the wall, and I think that they have to do it at some point.
Yes, they do. PC is going to be the route at some point when PCs get smaller and when consoles can no longer keep up.
It's not even a fact of power level. It's the fact that the PCs now can run games that consoles run so much. Once you've played a game on 1440p at 120 frames per second on a 144 hertz monitor versus playing a PS5 on at 1080p or even 4K at 60 hertz, it's so like I can't do it.
Did you not PC game when you were younger?
No. I started PC gaming like 2016, 2017.
Oh.
The only games that I played on PC back in the day were RuneScape and the occasional like random Mad Dog McCree, Chex Quest.
To make it clear,
Doom.
PCs have always run the console games tons better.
I don't doubt that.
Then what I'm saying is that eventually I don't think you're going to see consoles just disappear and PCs take over, or PCs disappear and consoles take over. I think eventually it all just kind of melds into one fucking thing. And it's probably going to be called a PC.
It could be, yeah.
But you'll probably be able to select in the BIOS or something whether you boot into console mode or computer mode.
Dude,
or boot into Windows. Actually, you could probably do that now. I would almost bet you can put the PSOS on a freaking computer.
The ROG Ally, dude, that runs 120 hertz refresh on that fucking screen.
You realize it's easier to do that on a little screen than a big screen, right?
Yes, but I'm still like that little thing up there. That is a PC. It's Windows based.
This is basically a MacBook with a different iOS.
Exactly.
Different OS.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
They're all doing the same thing.
The power that is in that little handheld is kind of crazy. Like, it's actually kind of crazy.
Why is it crazy?
I don't know. Because it's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of mind-boggling to me that it's that powerful. Like, the battery life on it's actual trash. But
well, that's because it's so powerful. Wait until neural computing becomes a real thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think PlayStation has to offer the PlayStation Plus subscription to a PC audience at some point in the near future, because I think it's just a market they're missing out on.
PlayStation doesn't have to do shit because they've already got the entire market bent over. Nobody's not going to buy it if they don't do that.
Agree to disagree.
You think somebody's actually not going to buy a console because it's not available on PC?
Well, no, that's not.
Right. PlayStation is going to get their sales.
Yes, but I think they would make so much more money if they had that little thing to offer on just PC where you don't have to buy a PlayStation console. You don't get the full meat and potatoes PlayStation Plus. You just get X amount.
So what do you charge? $10 a month for it?
I think that's what Xbox does for their PC Game Pass.
So even if you have like 500,000 users, that's what, 5 million a month?
I guess, yeah.
That's literally nothing to Sony. That's like me putting pennies in my jar. I mean, I agree with you that there's an untapped market. I absolutely agree with you on that, and I will agree with you on that until the end of time. What I don't agree with you on is that Sony has to make a move, or that it's going to be a meaningful move for them.
I don't think it's going to have a negative effect if they don't make that jump. But I think with the way that the gaming market is right now, with just everything that comes out has like a 5-minute shelf life, and then it just evaporates because it gets overshadowed by another game.
Except the console.
Yeah.
People are still buying that piece of hardware.
Yes, but also you only have X amount of life left in actual consoles with the way things are going. So you have to take a look at what's the next 10 years look like? What's the next 15 years look like? What's the next 2 console cycles look like?
Rest assured, they have people on that. And they don't want you to have a single clue what they're saying.
Yes, but I also think, like...
What?
It has to be... They have to be planning something for, like, PlayStation Plus on PC.
That may be part of it.
I think it would be smart. Okay, because again, if you offer some amount of things, if you get $10 million a month in subscriptions for just that, and that's not even including everybody else for PlayStation Plus subscriptions, that's gonna, like, if you have a game that comes out and it shits the bed, it doesn't hurt you as bad.
Sure, I agree.
And it keeps your game developers alive so that they can make you the Spider-Mans, the Horizon Zero Dawns, the God of Wars, the Spider-Mans. I think I said Spider-Man already, but...
You did. I just think that Sony is beyond that point. I think that they're on to, like, what are we doing to stabilize this environment long term?
Yeah, it's got to be a thought in their brain.
I guarantee you somebody there's been like, hey, why don't we put this here? And then
if I had to guess, they're probably trying to, like, hash something out with, like, Microsoft might be like, I don't know, guys. And they might be kind of, like, hashing some things out.
I mean, they can't restrict it, but they probably don't want to piss them off. And I honestly think that you're more likely to see Steam take that on, and then Sony to piggyback it, because they already have that affiliation with Steam, and Steam already has the portal, so it makes sense for Steam to be like, oh, look what you can do now in addition to all they already do. Like, they'll still sell the games, but they'll offer the subscription additionally, and Sony will be like, oh, by the way, we're going to slip a couple more titles this way just to sweeten the deal. Because if Steam and Sony team up, dude, Game Pass is fogged.
Yeah, I would agree, yeah.